Good night, everybody. It's 8:40. I was trying to move the time up, but it wouldn't let me move the time. Yeah, I was trying to move the time. I was supposed to start at 8:05. Stuff happens, I guess. So, stuff happens. Yes, we are live streaming YouTube. Yes, we are live streaming. Will people come through? We don't know. Because YouTube is not rewarding us for inconsistency, which is normal. Which is normal by YouTube, which is normal. It is completely normal. Over it, over everything. I don't know why they've been doing me like that on my comment section. They've really been blocking out my comment section. I don't know why. They've been blocking out my comment section. I think they don't want me doing live screens talking about higher education. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna reboot this computer. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I have to wait till next time. Exactly. As soon as it's over. So, I still got my schoolwork on my desk. We're going to talk about why students, the future shock, why students who skip the 2-year path could struggle in tomorrow's economy. Sounds simple, everyday stuff though. I know, I'm just off right now. I got it slightly off. Today is the 15th. Slightly off. My eyes a little red still. I don't know why. I've been off on sleep. I guess I ain't going to bed on time, per usual. So the story that I want to cover is actually a few other stories by the Chronicle of Higher Education. So I'm talking about the accreditor. They're talking about the compact, but the one I felt like that was more today's story, more today's of we need to hear about it, would be high school students have been, oh, that's the title, but high school students have become sharply less likely to earn a bachelor's degree. According to a recent analysis of federal data from the Pell Institute, just under 44% expected to earn a bachelor's degree or more in 2022, down from nearly 72% 2 decades prior. And then, so it goes from 2002, it was like 71, pretty much 72%. 2009, it was 59.1, pretty much 59%. And then 2022 is 43.6%. And that is from, they pulled that data from the National Center for Education Statistics. The share of students who didn't know what their highest degree would be nearly tripled over that period to 27%. This shift isn't a statistic, it's a warning sign. So that was a quote by Sean Simone, director of the Pell Institute, wrote in an email to the College Education. I almost said it again. But it says right here in quotations, our fear is that a high school student who wants to go to college to get a bachelor's degree may not know how to pay for it and therefore adjust their plans to be more realistic. So, and then they said one more right here, Simone added, we may see larger gaps between the haves and the have-nots. In enrollment, they might see a gap between the haves and the have-nots in enrollment, completion, and income down the line. It says if low income and first generation students think college isn't possible, Simone added. Why they always gotta go to low income? That'd be my thing. Why they always gotta go to low income when it comes to college? I was low income. I guess you could say essentially first generation. I guess I really think everybody's a first generation college student because nobody walks in knowing anything, even students whose parents went to college. It's an interesting perspective. But it always goes back to low income, right? So they have a full document. The document is, what, how many pages is this? Probably a 3 pager. Yeah, 3 pager. By the Pell Institute. And so, what is the Pell Institute? I don't even know what the Pell Institute is exactly. Let's see. Excuse me. So the Pell Institute mission is to support college access and success for low income and first generation. So it is their mission to support college access and success for low income and first generation students through unimpeachable research and statistics. Unimpeachable. My big. I've been good. Who is this? I've been pretty good at Metsimo. Who is that Metsimo? At Metsimo we spoke before. Is that my big little bro? So comments, if you are commenting, I got a comment. Let me know, keep commenting, because they blocking my, for some reason, again, they blocked my comment section. So I'm gonna be looking at the comment section from right here. But we do got a like, I appreciate that. As we keep going, so the Pell Institute, we never, in school, we never talked about the Pell Institute. Nah. So the article is future education expectations of high school students decline to lowest level in 20 years for both first gen and continuing generation students. Obviously, we know why this keeps declining. There's no secret. College is getting more expensive. Students are still going to universities. There's really no, it's hard to stop it, with college football. I always say college football, for example, because everybody has their eyes on college football right now. Everybody has their eyes on, like, my kids is going to be at that school next year. A lot of optimistic, as I would like to say, in stock market view, it's a lot of momentum. And so when that momentum keeps going, you think about it, go from football to basketball, from basketball to the next sport in college, to the next sport, then they look up, my son or daughter is enrolling in their school. And then they fall for the trap, and then it just endless cycle, right? And so let me keep going. So the first line, it says right here, I don't want it to be the same. All right, I like this. They said, in recent years, a narrative has taken hold in the popular media that college may not be worth the investment. Please, for every dollar that I read that. Given the increasing cost of college. Remember, meal plans, room and board, pretty much on-campus housing. Sometimes room and board is separate at some schools, but all that factors in. They should just start saying, like, cost of college at universities. They need to stop saying cost of college, because they should just say cost of a university. And we need to do our disclaimer. Let's do our disclaimer. We jumped straight into it, and we did not say disclaimer. We didn't do our disclaimer. We get used to it, though, because I was just ready to live stream. I gotta get them in when I can, man. At this point, school is whooping me right now. So, disclaimer: the videos presented here are for informational purposes only, and therefore, if you are to choose to attend the institution, please do your own research and consult with a specialist at the institution that you are interested in. I am not a financial aid specialist, academic advisor, or representing any institution. Speaking on behalf of Creator, Henry is only speaking from his experience. All right, now we can get back to it, because I definitely did not. So as I keep going, it says, however, national studies have consistently shown that higher levels of education are related to higher pay, upward mobility, improved health outcomes, and greater civic involvement. Now, I'll be honest with you. College need to do, I don't know, graduate school, they have you on a relentless cycle. At least graduate school, you don't get no freedom. And I'm a person, I sit at this desk all day and do schoolwork, but they don't give you no freedom, man. That should be a health concern right there. But when you do go to college, you should see an increase in your pay. But like I said, if you are a person who does not like, I don't care what nobody says. If you don't have people skills, unless you're in a specific job where you're not working with people, if you don't have people skills like with your boss, your supervisor, um, if you do work with people, it's gonna be a problem for you to get a job or keep a job. Health concern. Hey, is this at Metsimo? Who is Metsimo? At Metsimo. Is that G? I don't know. Is that G? G, is that you? Did they change your name? I don't know if this is G or somebody else. Did somebody else in the comment section? I don't want to think you're the wrong person. I really don't. That'd be so bad. Let me see. They keep retracting their message though. I take the comments when I can. And so, as we keep going, but it says right here that the purpose of the brief is called a brief. The purpose of this brief is to explore whether this narrative may be affecting the educational expectations of students. A survey from Gallup, I believe that's how you say it. Gallup is a credible, their foundation. I don't know if y'all remember me talking. Oh, okay, so that is G. Okay, it is G. I believe that is. Okay. Because I'm like, hold on, who is. It's Messimo now. Welcome, Messimo. Thank you for attending, Messimo. We're going under different names now. Okay, YouTube. So, a survey from Gallup and I've seen that before, Luminia Foundation. They said that indicates high expectation for parents with children under 18 years old. 59% of parents prefer their child to enter a college after high school, with 40% wanting their child to attend a 4-year institution. So that is a high statistic, guys. 59% of parents want their kid to go to school, or 59% of their parents, 59% parents expect their kid to go to school, prefer their kid to go to school. 40% of them say, look, I don't think a 2-year college is bad, but I just feel my kid should go to a university. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, I don't know, man. I just really been thinking lately with school, reading, combining work experience. If your kid does not want to go to college, don't force them to go to college. Let them take that gap year. I do think you should let them take like one class, maybe instead of like 4 or 5 classes. They should do one. It's not the same no more. The kids now, they're just, well, I can't say kids, they're about the same age, but kids nowadays, they just feel like if I don't go, then I'm just gonna fail and waste your money or waste whatever money I'm using. And so then the 2-year stigma, I don't think the 2-year stigma has changed much. People say it's changed, like, oh, I can save money, I can jumpstart my life. You know, I'm saying those things, but people are not really listening yet. Let's keep going. So they say right here, this analysis uses the data from the National Center for Education Statistics, a secondary longitudinal, oh, that's it right? I don't know, but a longitude studies program. These studies surveyed students during their freshman and sophomore years of high school and asked about their high school or post-secondary degree expectations. And so, as shown in Figure 1, student expectations to attain a bachelor's degree were lower. In 2022, 44%. In 2009, that's the one I just read, I believe. In 2022, it was 44%. And then in 2009, it was 59%. In 2002, why did they go out of order? No, it went from high to low. So then in 2002, it was 72%. It was 72%. Which is, as you can see, it's been going down. It's going to continue to go down, I feel like. It's going to go lower, but then I think that's when you're going to start seeing the momentum swing of colleges, not colleges, of kids want to go to college and need to go to college. Because I was talking about, I think I talked about it one time. I was talking about bureaucracy, and that G probably knows about this because G comes when I do live stream. But I can't win tonight, man. I can't win tonight. I just can't win. It's just one of them nights. I can't win. But as I was talking about the bureaucracy, a lot of kids now coming out of high school, we could just say now, 2025 and so on, who are graduating high school, they prefer to be content creators. Like I said, ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm be honest with you, content creation is a business now. Content creation is a production now. Content creation is not just getting on the camera and being yourself. They say that just do that as marketing. They say do that to like do your content, but it's not like that no more. Most people, you check them out, they got nice cameras, they got nice microphones. I'm on the phone right now live streaming from my phone with some regular headphones my girlfriend bought me like back in 2022. I'm on a crack computer right now. And just giving you an example, right? People don't do that no more. People don't start from the zero. They start from like, they probably start at mid level. And then what the kids need to understand about if they're going to be content creation, they should go to school for production or something or media related. They should go learn how to work the cameras. They should go learn how to be in front of it, be behind it, engineer it, because all of that I've been self-teaching myself on. But looking back at it, I probably would have did some I would have still started at 2 year, but I definitely would have did media production. If I had known the lane I was gonna end up being in, I would have did that. But I can't regret it because I did. Yes, G. Yes, G. I'm aware it's you because you used to have that green logo, and then I remember seeing your name when I went and looked at your profile a little bit. I remember. I was like, and you got the paperclip still. So, what's good with you, G? What's good? Long time no see. I've been trying to get to it. Had midterms. Midterms is whooping our butt right now. School has been on another level right now. Not the sidebar. But finishing this up, kids need to realize that content creation is not getting easier. It's gonna get harder. Um, so we gotta be consistent when we doing this. And it's just not gonna get like I really feel like getting the education, then hopping on to do content is better. Cause I'm a little picky about who I watch content on. I feel like people who do have an education, it's only certain people who don't have an education that I will watch on YouTube. But most of the people that I do watch, unless I guess if it's entertainment, some people say they watch YouTube only for entertainment. And I'm like, that's you. But it's so many free gems out here that people are giving out their investment portfolios that you can literally just follow and rinse and repeat. And your portfolio can be the exact same as theirs, especially if they know what they're doing. I just feel like there's no, it's all about what you want these days. So as we keep going, G. G said that should be some kind of is LOL IST. What you mean that should be some kind of is? What that mean, G? What that mean? What that mean, G? There you go talking in codes. You still talking in codes after all this time, G. Still talking in them codes. This an energy drink. While G explained that should be taught in IST. That should be some kind of IST. LOL. What is IST? I don't know. That can mean so many things. So as we keep going, too late for that. What you mean? Too late for what, G? So as I go to the figure 2 while G keeps typing, G gonna let me know in a minute. Figure 2, percentage of students. Oh, energy drink. Too late for that? Yeah, I'm gonna be up a little bit. Again, like I said, I've been off all week, off beat. Still got to do them papers. Hope my professor not watching. So, G, my professor got my live stream. I don't know if they watch it. Some of my classmates got my live stream now. I don't know if they watch it afterwards or they hop in and hop out. But now they be knowing because I be like, man, I ain't started on this paper yet. Now they probably be like, if hearing this start, then we should be. They probably like, yeah, I ain't. Don't worry, I'm coming back. I'm gonna be back. Semester almost over though. We at literally the midpoint. We are at the midpoint. Oh, you promoting in class? Yeah, I'm promoting in class, trying to get my classmates to start YouTubes too. I am. I'm trying to get a community going. Yeah, you good. You be busy. I'll be busy. You be busy. It happens. I'm trying to get the class in. I'm telling them they should start doing this. You know, because I genuinely feel that, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. The idea to do live streams talking about higher education, um, it really came from graduate school. Like when I see my professor talk for about two 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever we be in class, I'm like, this ain't nothing but a live stream. It felt like it's nothing but live streams, yeah. And then we have the comment section. The professor be talking. Professor show a video. I'm like, this ain't nothing but a reaction video. The professor over here giving us game. And then it is. And then they just giving us game on information that's actually, I would say, applicable, applicable. Did I use that word right? Applicable. And so I was like, dang, I could do a live stream doing the same thing. Are you online or in class? I'm online, but the online be feeling like in class because we actually got some stuff coming up in school that we're doing some networking events and stuff. So that's good before I exit. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. So figure two. Let's talk about that. So figure two, it says right here, I wish you, of course, you can't see the graph yet. But it's showing a graph. And pretty much what that graph, it says percentage of students who have education expectations again. That's the same one, essentially. Let's see. So right here it says percentage of students who have education expectations at or above the bachelor degrees by parents' education level. So that's something I read in graduate school as well. We talked about like if your parent goes to college. Gee, I got a question. Did your parents go to college? I believe you said they did. One of them is an officer in the military. You told me, or was an officer in the military. So, did you feel like they pushed you to go to college? Because data shows that if a parent goes to college, they're more likely to push their kid to go to college. That's what the data said. Now, there are different types of data, but data usually presented that, and it was based across different minority groups as well, saying that, like, a good example, I always like to go away from my demographic because just showing you that I'm aware. They were showing that Latinos, like we know Latinos actually, in fact, are very close to African Americans going to college, right? Going to college more. And so prime example would be that they even narrowed it down to like mom and dad Latinos. Like they even narrowed it down to that much of saying like if the dad didn't go to college, which we know like more male Latinos don't go to college really, unless it's probably gonna be a trade, but they will emphasize to their kid they should go to college, for example. I'm not giving no data on that. I'm just giving an opinion and an example of that. Usually that's how it would go. And so, but the ones who don't go to college don't really push it. And from my example, my mom, you can say she did. I believe she went to college for her associate's degree in early childhood. I believe it was, I don't know if it was, at that time, it didn't require a degree. I think it was a certification. I'm not sure. But my dad, for example, didn't go to college. He was going to do like EMT work or something like that, but he didn't go to college pretty much. He did a trade, which is like CDL. And so they didn't really push me to go to college. My mom wanted me to go military. My dad was like, just do something that's not jail or whatever. So G said, you know what, I watched an interesting video today that kind of pairs with this well. Elaborate, please elaborate. G gonna probably give me that video as well too. G loves dropping the gems on videos for me. So, but I would love to keep going through that data, guys, but it says that 82%, if I'm reading this right, parents' highest level of education. In 2002, parents had education, 82 point, no, I'm saying 83. 83% rounded parent in 2002, parents had bachelor degrees. It dropped to 73% in 2009. In 2022, it dropped to 53% of parents like having an education. And then it got a high school or equivalent level, high school or equivalent. And so 60% in 2002, 2009, 51%, and then red, 33%. Now, I don't know if they have not broke this down by, I'm pretty sure they will break it down because the Pell Institute says they strive for low income. So they haven't broke it down by demographics just yet. We haven't got to that part. It's very short though. We almost done. So as shown in figure 3, I'm on figure 2, but in figure 3, percentage of students who responded is by a guy called How Money Works. How Money Works. I can't wait to upgrade. I think you'll see the upgrade too, G. I think you'll see the upgrade to be certain. I think you'll see the upgrade in before January, I think we'll see the upgrade before January. I really do. I think we'll see the upgrade where you can see what I'm looking at. Economically speaking. And then, yeah, we coming soon on that. Because I know you really want to see that. And then when people, I think that's when people go start coming. They be like, oh, that's a nice setup. Like, I like the phone quicker, but yeah. Percentage of students who responded that they didn't know what their highest degree was going to be. I don't think it's fair really to ask kids. It's called Why You Don't Matter Economically Speaking. Oh, okay. Cool. Appreciate that. So, percentage of students who responded that they didn't know what their highest degree was going to be, 2002, 2009, and 2022. I know they be open about 100 of them. We'll be open, G. And so it says right here, a year of high school survey. I wonder what they did this at. In 2002, 10% of high school students indicated that in 2002, high school students indicated that they did not yet know what their intended highest degree would be. In contrast, 21% of students reported they did not know in 2009, and then it rose. It's going to keep rising because it says right here in 2022, it was 27% of students didn't know what their highest degree was going to be. I didn't know what my highest degree was going to be. Like, I was going to be I didn't even think I was going to have a college education, to be honest with you. I don't think it's fair to ask these kids these questions this early. It's kind of interesting that they asking them. I don't know. That's definitely a chat question. How do you feel? Do you think it's fair to ask a freshman or sophomore at high school who just left middle school? Put some context on there. Is it really fair to ask them, what are you going to do? What's going to be your highest degree? How about we start with a more surface level question? What will your degree, will you earn a degree? I think that's a more surface level question. Will you earn a degree? And the focus level in kids today are not some of them are sharp, but most majority, just they not there. I don't know. I can't speak for that. G said, yeah, I don't think beyond. Yes, I don't think beyond BS. Oh, Bachelor of Science. Yeah, I don't think beyond Bachelor of Science other than professional is something even an undergraduate college student knows. Yes. 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 Exactly. A college student doesn't even know the difference. Most college students, respectfully, because I am one, so I can say this right now. Most college students don't know the difference between a associate's degree and a bachelor's degree. You got some college students out there who don't even know what the difference is between a 2-year and a 4-year. respectfully. And so, let alone we're asking these questions about what G just said. Like, I don't think that's a fair question to be asking about what's the highest degree you're going to get. And then G said, and you find out later that an overwhelming number of people pivot from what they originally thought they would do, including me. I was in everything, trade, healthcare, to making my way all the way to like pretty much a liberal arts area. And then G said, I think they know the difference, but they don't know if they will go beyond a Bachelor of Science. Yeah, especially when I really think the way they should put it, in my perspective, G, feel, feel free to push back. When I was going to college, I'll be honest with you, going to college, but y'all was doing this in college at Columbia. Y'all was doing this. Cause you remember saying like y'all would put money in stocks. Y'all put y'all money together and put it in stocks and see what the stock does. I basically got an associate's in. Oh, did it take it away? Oh, it took it away, G. Let me know. It took your message away. But I remember G had said one time on the live screen, guys, that when G was in Columbia, they would put their money together and put it in stocks and see what it does. A lot of time, kids want money nowadays, which is cool and interesting to see. They want to know like what's gonna make them the most money. Yeah, G said we invested in startups, not stocks. Even better. G said they invested in startups, not stocks, which is wild to me. And crypto, wild to be in that time, because that was back in like when me and G was in college, undergrad at the same time. I'm assuming that's interesting. I wasn't even doing it. I didn't have nobody else to do that with. Put money together, invest in startups and crypto. It's crazy. But I was in the stocks, and so I will say that's the difference sometimes with college. Not saying 2-year students don't do it, but definitely 2-year students are not worrying about the stock market. Versus when at my time working at Georgia Tech, like bigger schools, they're more hip to the stock market. Then G said there are a lot of finance bros at Columbia. Kind of makes sense, to be honest. Yeah. Interesting, right, guys? You see this? This what I'm talking about. And so when I was even when I was a student at Valdosta State University, I'm gonna work my way up. When I was at my 2-year, there were no startups. It was no. I would agree with that. A certain type of student goes to 2-year schools. Yeah, certain type of student, man. Like there are brilliant ones that go to a 2-year. We just don't have that, man. It doesn't have to be like that, but it is. If we really had like, if 2-year colleges set something, and you can start your own club. Shout out to that. If you drop in and watch this video and make it this far, because we are finna wrap it up. Sadly, we just I just want to get quick 30 minutes in. But if you are a 2-year college student and you wanna do stuff like that, what G did, startups, crypto groups, you can start your own club where y'all like, of course you probably had to get a finance instructor. Y'all can do like a stock market simulator, crypto simulator, do paper trading, and then do your own money on the side. However it would have to be structured, you can do that. And it would be a dope experience at that 2-year. But a lot of times it's just the focus level, man. It just scares me how different the focus level be. Like if 2-year colleges put the effort in, I actually learned too that it's actually marketing and competition. Not marketing, but competition, business competition or education competition. That 2-year colleges aim for certain type of students because they don't want to interfere with the university students. I heard that from the grapevine. I heard that from a wise, I would say, mentor right now. A wise mentor told me that. So the 2-year colleges does specific things sometimes because they don't want to interfere with the university. And I really think 2-year colleges, on the political stance, I think 2-year colleges play to their lane, and they don't really want to like be better. I am very speculative of that. I really think it's true. I don't have hard proof, but I think it's true. Because 2 years can do easily. I see some 2 year colleges that do real good with their marketing, for example, outstanding marketing. You see some 2 year colleges is like, are you even trying to make your media look good and attract students? So let me see what G is saying. G said, I'm sure if I didn't have a, oh, I just read that word today when I was reading for school. I have a platoria. It's pretty much like sighting or appetite of opportunities. I would have went to a 2 year as well for cost saving alone. And I think that finance mindset just makes sense, especially now. I could see that happening, especially considering that they never actually intended on competing with universities. Yeah, like because the history of it, like right now in class, I'm taking a community college class. It's like, yeah, I already knew I had an idea about the community college history, but there's not a lot of research. I'm reading articles from 2000, or I'm reading articles from like 2005 and stuff. And that's after 10 years, usually an article is considered outdated, usually. And so there's not, like I said, there's not much research on it. And that's what we come in. That's why I say students should start at 2 year colleges. I think we can change the game. Y'all might see me going before, what is it, Congress or something. They're saying, why do you tell students to start at 2 year colleges like it's a bad thing? And then then that's when we go down this other rabbit hole. And then G got to start protesting and helping me out. But students definitely should start going to 2 years. But I think if students understand why they should go to a 2 year and bridge to a 4 year, it would make more sense. If they understood the return on investment, it's just understanding really with me, if you understand why. And more partnerships are being made though. I love your ambition. I think that drives me to you. Man, you got ambition too, G. I was thinking like, man, G probably working. G probably think I gave up. I'm thinking like, G probably thinking I'm not trying no more. I just been tired, man. I've been so tired. We're not gonna do a college review either. I've been writing it down, but we're not doing college review. I'm keeping these short. G, we got, how much time we got left? We'll cut it off at 45 minutes, G. We'll cut it off at 45. And G said I vibe with messaging. Yeah. We gotta keep it going. Man, our professor was shining us out too, G. Check that out. My professor was bringing you up in class. I kind of did think you wanted to slow down. Nah, I didn't want to slow down. I had to slow down. And I could understand that, so I appreciate that. I appreciate the understanding. But like I said, my professor was like, who's G? You know G? I was like, I don't know G. I don't even know if G a real person. And then I was like, I don't know if G is a real person. And then, right, I was like, G just somebody who, but then I got for real. And then I said, G is someone that did study at Columbia University. And then I asked my professor, because you remember I told you my head professor studied at Cornell. And then he was talking about how, and then you said Cornell is trash. I'm lucky he didn't see that, G, because like I said, watch out. But he was telling us, because I asked him a question, man. G. I said, I know Ivy Leaguers, y'all might have your own like humble answer, but I do notice a difference in Ivy Leaguers from regular college students like us who went to regular public colleges. You all have a distinction of like, I asked them, I said, how are you so confident? Because I said, G is very confident. And I said, Dr. Blake, you're very confident. I was like, I don't know, that's what they put in the curriculum. They emphasize that to you all, but why are you all so confident? Confidence goes a long way. Like most people don't go to college because they're not confident. So G said, yeah, you did tell me. LOL. Didn't say trash. I said the lesser of the Ivies or something to that. You like y'all got no receipt, G. You look at huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I was only picking one of my favorite teachers when yeah, I know you was picking G, I know. It's all love. We can do that. That's the whole point of the higher education community. I'm glad we show love to a college we actually went to and not to a college we never attended. Like most people out here going to UGA football games or Georgia Tech football games and they never went to Georgia Tech. They never went to UGA. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day to talk about these schools. But yeah, we had a good conversation. It was like, dang, Professor. I was like, dang, Dr. Blade put me on the spot. I was like, dang. And so Professor just put me on the spot. And so yeah. But I did include my classmates real quick. G said Ivy League students are confident because they draw a certain type of student. Mm-hmm. Have you seen someone who wasn't as confident become confident by the end of the school year, by the end of their senior year before they like graduated? You seen them when they first came or went to school, you know, had classes with them the most. Then by the end, they were like way more confident, way more perfected. Have you seen a student like that, G? A classmate like that? And so in that class though, I was telling my classmates like y'all should, you know, start live streaming about the topics you're good at in higher education. And then hopefully they reach out and ask me because, you know, I do hope to bring some of my classmates on the live streams to have conversations like we have in class. Because no, I don't feel like there's real academic freedom if you're scared to talk about what you want to talk about outside the classroom. You know, that comes with that's why I love the stock market, G, because I have to build wealth for myself in case I do lose my job for talking about things that people need to hear. And my classmates might not be in that situation or thinking that way. But this is how you rewrite the blueprint, and this is how you like say things and be ambitious, like you said. And then G said, well, you learn that most students from in you learn from well, you learn that most students from an insider perspective, most are not nearly as confident as they would seem to lay a person. And obviously that confidence grows with knowledge. Yes. I know you love the stock market and evil corpse. No, that ain't what we said. We said the stock market helps us build wealth in case we lose our job. Now, I can lose my job talking about higher ed and just speaking like, remember, I got banned off Instagram for whatever reason. So I feel like a higher ed person literally just threw me off. Like was like, nah, bro, you messing up our business. Like we finna get you kicked off. And so same thing can happen again on YouTube. Same thing can happen again on LinkedIn. Same thing can happen again whenever. And so we just have to embrace that and keep going, right? And so G said, and I think you would slightly enjoy the video, Rick. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. Do some downtime when I get done with this live stream. We got 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna check it out though. And how money works? Why you don't matter? How money works? Why you don't matter economically speaking? I'm gonna definitely check it out because I gotta make a phone call to my brother. He just called me. And so G said because he talks about how there are more private equity firms than McDonald's. And two, to that effect, how the average consumer isn't really as important. Yes. And I feel that way about college. I feel that way about college, G. Did that midterm kick your butt? Yes. Had me down for about 2 or 3 days. I was up to about 1 in the morning. I spent my whole weekend writing that midterm. And I do feel like that in college, per se. I feel like in college, where is that noise? I feel like that in college real quick as we get to the how they be in court. Getting to the end. So you are treated as a consumer in college now. As G say, G, I use that a lot. And I'm going to use that in a PowerPoint. I got to do a PowerPoint for the military. I got to do a presentation. If they follow through with it, I got to do a presentation coming up. G said, I use it all the time. Education is being sold as a commodity. No, that ain't my car. That was something else. I don't know who car that was. But education is being sold as a commodity. I say that all the time, and you are being treated as a consumer. You have to make the best out of your education, and the rest we will talk about because we got so many videos to come. And G said, nice. I'm glad to contribute. No need to credit me. Nah, I'm gonna give you your credit, G. Like I said, I'm gonna give you your credit, especially like that viewer time right now watching. But we are at 45 minutes. I appreciate you for coming, G, and everybody who stopped by. But I believe it was mostly G. Hit the like and subscribe if you made it to the end. We will be back. I think we should be back tomorrow, and we should be back Friday. We should. As we come up for air a little bit for school. But I do have to start on my papers. And those 2 papers, I might have some more gray hairs by then. Peace, chicken grease, yes, G, and I will see you soon. And hey, Jalen Talbert, I believe that's really my sister behind the closed doors. Hey to you. We will be back. Peace, chicken grease.